Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. The sea was calm, the horizon stretched endlessly, and the massive United States aircraft carrier sailed with the confidence of a vessel believed to be untouchable. Its towering structure and flat deck were filled with fighter jets, helicopters, and the constant hum of operations that signaled dominance. Yet, hidden beneath the water's surface, 3 Russian submarines were closing in, silently, patiently, and with deadly precision. This was not an exercise, nor was it an ordinary encounter. It was a moment that revealed vulnerabilities in one of the most heavily defended naval formations in the world. The aircraft carrier, worth billions, was accompanied by an escort group of destroyers, frigates, and supply vessels, all equipped with advanced radar, sonar, and anti-submarine capabilities. Still, somehow, the Russian submarines found their way into a position that would have been catastrophic if hostilities had broken out. From the outside, the scene painted a picture of pure maritime power and danger. The U.S. aircraft carrier, over 1,000 feet in length, appeared almost immovable as it cut through the ocean waves. Its gray hull gleamed in the sunlight, a moving fortress capable of launching over 70 aircraft in rapid succession. Escort ships trailed closely, forming a protective perimeter, their decks lined with missile launchers and defensive guns. In contrast, the Russian submarines remained invisible to the naked eye, their sleek designs hidden in the depths. Whether it was the Yazan class or an improved Akula class, these submarines were designed for one purpose: to approach undetected, strike without warning, and vanish before an enemy could react. Their hydrodynamic shapes, coated with sonar-absorbing materials, allowed them to blend with the ocean's natural noise. This combination of stealth and speed made them a nightmare for even the most advanced naval fleets. Inside the Russian submarines, life was tight, focused, and intensely strategic. The narrow corridors led to control rooms filled with sonar screens, radar displays, and weapon systems. Every crew member knew their role, working in near silence to avoid any detectable noise. In the U.S. carrier's interior, the environment was vastly different. It was like a small floating city, housing thousands of sailors, pilots, engineers, and support staff. Aircraft maintenance bays bustled with activity, the command center monitored every movement around the ship, and living quarters provided a brief escape from the constant operational demands. Yet even in such a vast and advanced structure, the threat from an unseen enemy beneath the waves was a constant concern. Performance was where both sides showed their strengths. The Russian submarines could travel at speeds of up to 35 knots underwater, with the ability to dive deep enough to evade most conventional detection systems. Their weaponry included advanced cruise missiles capable of striking both sea and land targets, heavyweight torpedoes designed to sink carriers, and anti-ship missiles that could be launched without surfacing. The U.S. carrier's performance was unmatched in terms of air power projection. It could launch continuous air missions, carry out electronic warfare, and coordinate large-scale operations over hundreds of miles. Its radar systems could track incoming threats, while its escort ships and aircraft worked to intercept anything that posed a danger. However, this incident revealed that submarine stealth could neutralize some of these advantages if the defensive perimeter was breached. Safety systems on both sides were designed to prevent disaster. The U.S. carrier relied on its escort ships, each armed with sonar arrays, anti-submarine helicopters, and torpedo defense systems. Underwater detection nets, radar sweeps, and constant aerial patrols worked to ensure no enemy submarine could approach undetected. Russian submarines had their own layers of safety, including noise reduction technology, decoy launchers, and the ability to rapidly change depth and direction to evade enemy sonar. But despite these systems, the Russian subs managed to position themselves in what naval experts call a kill zone, meaning they were within range to launch a successful attack without much warning. If this had been a real combat situation, the carrier and much of its escort could have been lost within minutes. The uniqueness of this event lay not only in the technology involved but in the strategic audacity of the move. Russian naval doctrine has long emphasized the importance of submarine warfare as a counter to U.S. carrier groups. Coordinating 3 submarines to encircle a carrier without detection is a feat that requires precise planning, exceptional training, and confidence in both crew and equipment. For the United States, this was a shocking reminder that even the most powerful warships are not immune to stealth-based threats. It wasn't just about the submarine's capabilities, it was about the fact that they had gotten close enough to prove a point. In the world of military strategy, such demonstrations are as much about sending a message as they are about actual combat readiness. When it comes to cost, the numbers are staggering. The U.S. aircraft carrier involved is part of a class that costs around $13 billion to build, with annual operating expenses running into hundreds of millions. Each fighter jet on deck can cost upwards of $90 million. The Russian submarines, depending on the class, come with price tags ranging from $1.2 to $3 billion each. This means the silent standoff represented well over $20 billion worth of military hardware, all poised in a situation where, in a matter of minutes, billions could have been turned into twisted wreckage on the ocean floor. In the aftermath of this event, naval analysts debated whether it was a tactical failure, a lapse in detection technology, or simply an unavoidable outcome of modern undersea warfare. The truth may be a combination of all three. Submarines remain one of the most effective tools for bypassing even the strongest naval defenses, and this incident underscored that fact. It also served as a warning that in the vastness of the ocean, no ship, no matter how large, advanced, or powerful, is truly safe if an adversary is willing to take risks and has the capability to execute them. Ultimately, this was not just a display of power, but a test of resolve. Both sides now know more about each other's strengths and vulnerabilities. For the United States, it means reassessing anti-submarine tactics and detection systems. For Russia, it reinforces the value of its submarine fleet as a strategic equalizer. The fatal error at sea was not just about allowing the submarines to get so close, it was about underestimating an opponent's ability to adapt, innovate, and exploit weaknesses. The ocean remains a vast and unpredictable battlefield, and this incident proved that beneath the waves, the balance of power can shift in an instant.